Peace, people. This is Young McCree, inspired by a conversation I had with a dude. We was talking about our ways and culture, and he was basically saying a lot of our ways was European, and a lot of them are. But I was basically telling him a lot of what the Europeans is doing are not necessarily indigenous to Europe. You know what I'm saying? I was reading a book, The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Cheikh Anta Diop. And it was basically stated that before the Europeans was ruling, the Phoenicians used to basically kidnap white women and sell them to the pharaohs in Egypt. Now, this is according to Cheikh Anta Diop. I've also come across information. Dr. Joseph Ben wrote a book about Ramesses the Great, where it said that he married his own daughter. Now, I don't know if that's some type of spiritual terminology or something, but you know, we can't necessarily say that white people started pimping. If the Phoenicians, who was a African group that took over the seas, was kidnapping white hoes and giving them to the pharaoh. We also know that the pharaohs, the imperialistic pharaohs, were having intercourse with Asiatics and European women. That has been around since. Obviously, that was a black male practice, and the Egyptians did not let their women go out. So you will have a king from Egypt send for 40 women, or even a wife and marry the daughter of somebody from Asiatic descent or indo-european descent or African descent, but he would never send his woman out to them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of what we see America doing today, they've modeled after Europe. Now, I don't know of anything like bestiality going on in Africa or whatnot, but I've always tried to get brothers to realize, like, there's no such place as utopia nothing. We had this mentality that Africa was just perfect, and everything that we do that's degenerate or negative comes from the white man. That's just not true. You know what I'm saying? Everything that the white man is doing at best is an exaggeration of what we were already doing. It's an extreme form of what we was already doing. You cannot tell me that before the white man came on the scene, which wasn't really even by 2000 BC, we wasn't already killing each other. Now, the reason we do it now is not only that it's natural as mammals that we do engage in this type of shit, but it does have to do with us being conditioned. Many of our conditions for the brothers and sisters in the United States are from slavery right here in North America. But a lot of the stuff that you see the white man doing in the United States, the elite Caucasians, is really African like a motherfucker. It's imperialistic. The first empire was Egypt, to my knowledge. But you had other empires. You know what I'm saying? You had the Nubian Empire. And then you had the Ethiopians, who, according to Herodotus, said Egypt was actually an Ethiopian colony. So that means Ethiopia itself was an empire even before Kemet. But Kemet spread out. You have people who, Diodorus and all of those old historians, who also speak about Yemen being an Ethiopian empire. So being imperialistic is not European. It's not Caucasian. It's not Anglo-Saxon. Caste systems, according to Brother Cheikh Anta Diop, who a lot of us use, caste systems is not Indo-European. They did not start with the white man. They actually did start with the African. You know, now the caste system, I believe, based on color, was started in India by the Iranian or indo-european. That was a different type of caste system, but an actual caste system did not start. It is just the extreme form. So that's all I gotta say, man. That book was The African Origins of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Cheikh Anta Diop. He also has a book called Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology, where he talks about Ramesses the Great systematically killing people with non-African features, because he was arguing that Ramesses the Great was not a red-haired Caucasian. A lot of Caucasian anthropologists or European descendant anthropologists state that Ramesses the Great was a Caucasian because he had red hair. And Diop was basically saying that he systematically was killing people like that in the streets, and to be of a very light tone was considered an omen and a curse. So he would kill people for that reason. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is a lot of the shit that we think we did not create, we probably did. Or as my old man or one of my mentors like to say, who can you blame when you take your child, throw them in the attic, punish them to an attic and try to keep them there? Who can you really blame when they come out acting like they do? Like you in your forms of degeneracy at the very most. You know what I'm saying? Who can you blame? Read world history. It is it's wild. Peace.